the Arenberg Forest, 5-star sector, and this is where the race really starts. Let's just take a look at what happened here.
How Wout van Aert avoided that, which was directly in front of him.
I don't know how he missed it.
Superb bike handling from Van Aert, but he was briefly distanced. Mathieu van der Poel surging clear with Colbrelli, and Van Aert only caught up in the following sector, number 18. Up at the front, Vermeersch and Eckhoff were joined by members of the original breakaway as Colbrelli looked to bridge across with Boivin, Planckaert and Lecor. Only a minute now separating these front three groups before a bit of a lull, but there would be more action on sector 15 as Van der Poel made his move.
Mathieu van der Poel has decided that it's time to go.
Van Aert unable to follow his eternal rival Van der Poel, who was clearly a man on a mission. The Dutchman joined by the Canadian champion Boivin and the European champion Colbrelli as they hoovered up riders from the original breakaway. Van der Poel urging them on as they made contact with the second group on the road, containing his teammate Philipsen, Van Avermaet and Van der Sande. But there were still three more riders up the road at the front of the race, Moscon, Vermeersch and Tom van Asbroek. With 12 cobbled sectors remaining, they had around 50 seconds on the Van der Poel group.
Maximilian Walscheid has crashed again, so has Tosh van der Sande, and Greg van Avermaet, the previous winner, is down. The first rider to crash was Walscheid. Here is the attack of Gianni Moscon, and Moscon decides that it's time to say goodbye to the rest of the race.
Moscon leaving the two Belgians in his wake and forging on alone. Vermeersch and Van Asbroek were soon caught by a rampaging Van der Poel, who simply couldn't shake Colbrelli or Boivin. This second group still over a minute behind Moscon. But things began to unravel for the Italian inside the final 30 kilometres. Well, first he was forced to change bikes because of a rear wheel puncture. And it went from bad to worse as he entered the 7th sector.
And it's Moscon has crashed. Gianni Moscon hits the deck after the bike change, the new tyres, and Moscon suddenly, having looked good, is on the deck.
Moscon held on for a few more kilometres, but the writing was on the wall for the Italian, who was also struggling with his gears. Meanwhile, Boivin went to ground in sector 5, ending his prospects. On the last 5-star sector, the Carrefour de l'Arbre, Moscon was caught and dropped by Van der Poel, Colbrelli and Vermeersch. One of these three debutants would win Paris-Roubaix.
As they come into the Roubaix Velodrome, a huge crowd cheer them in. Goosebumps for these riders who have never ridden into this Roubaix Velodrome in this monument before. Here we go now, this is the sprint. Colbrelli, here goes Vermeersch, he goes high, Vermeersch has stolen a march, and that is a great tactic. He leads out, Colbrelli is there, Van der Poel fights as Vermeersch leads into the banking. Is Florian Vermeersch going to take the victory? On the line, it's Sonny Colbrelli, the first Italian victor since 1999.